Here we have task 1 of the Scott Boss, or the British Open Series Scottish round, which is centred on this area here. And the task was about 44 kilometres from the takeoff here at Bishop to the goal on the coast here, which was about as far as they could get it with a 3 kilometre radius. So here we have the takeoff on this hill here. So we're taking off on a hill here and then flying into the flatlands over here. And then we have the goal, which is 44 kilometres away, all the way over here with a 3 kilometre radius on. So that was the actual task.
Come on, get me up. This is not as easy as was advertised. Come on! Looks a bit better further around the corner where the ridge wings have gone. See if I can get up high enough and get around there. Totally going up, which is good. Whoa! That's better. In a thermal now. Oh, nice. There we go. Let's get around that corner now, where they do seem to be going up. Although I've got higher than everybody else here. Right, get around that corner. So I did get up high, but then in order to get to the sort of first turn point, I've got low again. Soaring the hill, looking for a thermal. People are thermaling above me, but I didn't get here high enough. So I'm hoping to get some thermal now. Come on! Where's this blinking thermal? There was one here earlier, it's disappeared. Oh yeah! Look at this! Going up in a 400 4-minute thermal, catching up now to Gordon and the rigid wings. Nice! Go 2 kilometres into wind in order to get the first turn point. So is that still to do? Gordon's seen that I'm catching him up, so he's come over to me. As has the sailplane. Still going up at 400 feet a minute. At 4,700 feet now. This is Scotland. So this competition is in Scotland and we call it the Scott Boss, the Scottish British Open Series. This is the first time I've ever flown in Scotland. I'm liking these Scottish thermals so far. How cool is this? Thermaling with all my friends. Still got to get that turn point though, which could prove difficult going into wind. So when this thermal starts to peter out, I will leave it and go try and get the turn point. Oh, this is magnificent! Absolutely magnificent! Still going up nicely. It's getting cold now. I wish I'd put more clothes on. Pulled out of the thermals just under cloud base. While I'm going into wind straight up here, I'm going to turn downwind in a minute to go towards the turn point really. Oh. Where is my next thermal gonna be? Let's hope I get one. Seems a long way out to tag this turn point. I bet I've done it all wrong here. Nearly there now though. There, now we've got that turn point. Well, where's the next one? Down here somewhere. Let's see if I can get another thermal. Haha! So I found another thermal on the flatlands. I've seen Gordon further south of me. He was thermaling up a bit higher than me, but downwind of me. And directly below me right now is a rigid wing who's on the floor landing. So sorry, rigid wing. Shame you didn't make it. I bet I'll get a little bit further than you. I'm hoping I'll make it. This thermal's not the easiest, but I am going up at the moment. Getting maybe 300 or 400 feet in it so far. Seems to be losing it. Back over 4,000 feet now. Lost it, let's have a search around for it. Where's it gone? Just roughness, let's go on a glide, find the next one. Not waste too much height here. Because I'm nearly within range of some good clouds now. Looking over this town for a thermal, hoping that I'll find one. I need one now. Come on, give me a thermal. Come on, thermal me, thermal me. Come on, go all the way around. I want this thermal to go up all the way around the circle. Come on. Come on, thermal, work for me. There we go. And there's a bird thermaling just upwind of me, so if this goes wrong, I'm going to go to that bird. Keeping an eye on it. Oh no, the bird is coming over to me now. It must think I'm doing better. So I need this thermal to work all the way up to the top, please. Try and maintain a smooth circle. So I stay within the same position as the thermal. So that if I lose it, it's because the thermal's shifted and not because I've got it wrong. That's the aim, that's what I'm trying to do. And all the while I'm doing this, I'm looking out for birds and other pilots to see if anyone's doing better than me. But I can't see either at the moment. Back over 3,000 feet now, let's keep with this. Well, I've done okay so far, but now I'm getting low again. 17 kilometres from goal and I need another thermal. Let's hope I can find one. It's been a lovely flight so far though. I'm heading towards some ploughed fields. Then after the ploughed fields is a fairly decent-ish looking cloud that's building. And then after that is a town. So I've given myself quite a few options for potential thermals. And I'm hoping one of those sources will give me a thermal before I hit the ground. Currently 3,000 feet up, looking for my next thermal. One more thermal will be enough to get me into goal, one good one, but I do actually need to find our thermal. I can't just glide to go. I'm watching some birds beneath me, see if they start turning, but they seem to be just going in a straight line, which doesn't really help me. So yeah, come on, give me that thermal, please. Going over the ploughed fields now. Not feeling any bips or bops over the ploughed fields, which I would hope to find some bits and bops on the ploughed fields of lift, but there's nothing here. Come on! Getting some bits and bops now. Come on, turn into a thermal. Round here somewhere. I'm not scented yet. Not going up all the way around. Sit over this way a little bit. Come on! Not quite working for me. Go a bit further this way. No, it's not enough. That's not enough to get me up. Come on! Thought that was going to work then, but it was just not enough there. And perhaps I just lost it as well. I'm to below 3,000 feet now. Really need something now. I keep seeing birds flying, but they're not going around in circles. I want them to go around in circles so that I can fly around in circles with them and go up. It will be a shame if I don't make this. I'm only 14 kilometres away from goal, but not high enough to get there. Well, I haven't done that well with this thermal really. I kept losing it. But I'm nearly high enough to glide to goal now. I might even make it if I go now, but you know, I might as well play it safe. So here we go, just gliding up a bit more on this thermal. And then, yeah, I might be losing time doing it this way, going slower, but more important to actually get there. So we'll see how we do. 5.5 kilometres from goal now. More than 3,000 feet up. I'm going to make it. Nice! Yeah! I'm thinking there's people ahead of me, probably Gordon is ahead of me. I did see him in the flight at one point, and he was a bit downwind of me. And after that I did a bit of faffing. I couldn't get in that thermal very well, so he probably got ahead of me. And we'll see. I can't see him yet, but I'm not close enough. I'm still 5 kilometres away. 4.5 kilometres. I'll switch you off and switch back up when I'm near. I am now less than 1 kilometre from the goal, and I'm looking for other Hanglider pilots here, but I can't see any. I want to land where they land, but I can't see anybody to land with. There is what looks like an old abandoned runway ahead of me, so I think I might land there. There's no aeroplanes or anything, and it does look abandoned. And in our briefing they did not say anything about we're flying to an aerodrome or airspace or anything like that. That is an option to land there. I've made goal now, I've got to go. I can't see any other pilots. What I may do is land by this town over here. rather than landing on the runway, land by the seaside town, and that way it's a bit more close to shops, easier for them to find me. And also there's a wind turbine right next to the town that tells me the direction of the wind, so that's always really helpful. So I know exactly what the wind's doing, but I can tell anyway from the oh, I can see the hang gliders underneath me. There's 3 of them. As I've landed in a field where there's a load of blinking power lines. Gordon's down there. I can see Gordon, one rigid wing, and I think the other one's a rigid wing as well. How could I miss those? Like that's where I'm going to land. Skylar! My retrieve driver's down there with a dog. Skylar, shouting Skylar. Oh, it's getting rougher now, so we're getting close to the ground. Skylar! Okay. I've picked the same landing fields as everyone else. I've found a way around the power lines. I hope. Pulling some speed up. Take a really long final beat. Oh, I just felt a spot of rain. Don't want rain. So I'm coming down over some telegraph lines. So by coming directly over these, I can just turn directly into wind when I'm at the right height. Wow, come on. Wow, 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 wee, wow, 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 wee, wow, woo. There we go, nicely landed. So, now we're all packed up and ready to leave. This was the landing field. It wasn't as bad as I said from the air, it was a lot bigger. But you can see the telegraph cable, also the power lines in it that I mentioned when I was in the air. But the other side of the field, the other side of the telegraph cables, there was loads of room to land, and it worked out really well. And there was only me and Gordon here from the flex wings, and there were 2 rigid wings here. And we haven't seen anybody else get to go, so I've no idea whether anybody else has made it or not. I hope they have. But we've had a good flight, we're all packed up, and Gordon is ready to go now. See you later, see you on the next one. Here you can see my entire track log of the flight. The map at the top represents the actual flight, and the lines at the bottom represent my altitude. So as I move the cursor along my altitude, you'll see the little bat, which is me, flying around the map. And you can see that at the beginning I'm still faffing around on the hill trying to get high. Eventually I start to get up high here, and higher and higher and higher, up to around about cloud base, around about here. And then I'm heading out to that first turn point. I've lost some height there, so I get another bit of a climb, and then I'm off down the valley. Now what I've done here is the wind was coming west with some north in it, so I was countering for that and the fact that I knew I was going to get blown a little bit south. So that's why I was keeping north of track. This part here, you can see this is where I was messing around above the rigid wing that was on the ground and trying to get a thermal, but not very successfully. You can see there's not very steep lines, and eventually I left that and I went for the town, where you saw me thermaling over the town called Cooper. I got a nice thermal there, and then left that for the where you can see on the video I was talking about looking for a cloud and flying over a ploughed field. And then I did get another bit of a thermal there, or quite a nice thermal there, which took me nicely high enough to be able to glide all the way into the goal, where I landed with Gordon and the 2 rigid wings.